In this lesson, we'll discuss the principles of round trip, that is, the method of moving content between two applications, one of which is your nonlinear editor, the other being DaVinci Resolve. You can use round trip when you want to cut your video material in one of the other applications, such as Adobe Premiere Pro, Avid Media Composer, Grass Valley Edius Pro, Sony Vegas Pro, or Apple Final Cut Pro, and plan on grading it afterwards in DaVinci Resolve, while you also want the resulting material to go back into your nonlinear editor in the same format. For this purpose, DaVinci Resolve uses the function of loading and exporting video material by means of so-called conforming. Three formats are supported: EDL, XML, and AAF. We've covered this DaVinci system function in the previous lesson when we discussed timeline creation options. In the following lessons, we'll go over a practical round-trip demonstration in all most popular applications. The fundamentals are always going to be the same. We cut our source material in a nonlinear editor, that is, we create a timeline in it, which we want to export as easily as possible into DaVinci Resolve. Next, we export an EDL, XML, or AAF edit list, given obviously the editing options of individual applications. We use the list to import our material and thereby create an identical timeline in DaVinci Resolve. Practically, it means that like nonlinear editors, DaVinci creates its timeline from the same source files. We thus avoid unnecessary transcoding of the source material, which leads to lower image quality and is quite time-consuming as well. On the other hand, there are cases when we use a large number of shots and are unable to check the transfer simply from memory, or the edit contains more complicated elements. Not all edit lists are capable of recording adjustments such as these, so if we want to be certain that our DaVinci timeline is 100% identical to the nonlinear editor timeline, we should use a reference video. So we export our final edit from the nonlinear editor as one video file. However, the simplest settings can be used here, at lower resolution and quality, since we'll use the reference video only to visually check our timeline and won't be needing it afterwards. When finished with grading, we export our video material using similar process steps as in the previous lesson. We will save the new graded video files to the storage disk. Using a new edit list, which we now obtain from DaVinci Resolve, we are able to load the material back into our nonlinear editor. This step in fact finalizes the round trip. That is, we get our edited video, which now contains new graded material in the nonlinear editor. In the following lessons, we practically demonstrate round trip in applications including Adobe Premiere Pro, Avid Media Composer, Grass Valley Edius Pro, Sony Vegas Pro, and Apple Final Cut Pro X.